Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members and staff of the university, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary for the university and its guests to gather as a body for the purpose of conferring academic awards on its graduates. This afternoon, we have gathered in order that awards may be conferred on those who have satisfied the council of the university that they have met the requirements for admission to awards undertaken within the faculties of science and mathematics. To members of a university, a ceremony for the conferring of degrees is a particularly important and happy occasion in the university. To all of you, I extend a warm welcome. To graduands and diplomates, I offer congratulations and best wishes. The mission of the university is in part to provide a wide range of teaching, research, scholarship and service at the highest level of excellence and consistent with its aim of maintaining national and international esteem. The university has a commitment to the advancement and transmission of knowledge by the pursuit, recognition and achievement of excellence in scholarship, research and teaching. This will be evidenced in the course of today's ceremony. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. I believe that the awards to be conferred upon our graduands and diplomats today will qualify them to make significant contributions in the local, national and, in the case of some, the international community. Lastly, I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their testaments that as graduates and diplomats of the university, you automatically become members of convocation. You thus join some 40,000 other graduates and have an opportunity through elected representatives to become involved in the governance of the university. Through convocation, you will also be kept informed of activities and developments of the university. Now, by the authority conferred upon me by the Council, I will now formally confer academic awards. Will all candidates for admission to degrees and other awards please stand? In the name of the Council and by my authority as Acting Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the program on all those graduands and diplomats who are present today and in absentia on those unable to be present. Thank you. I now call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Mathematics to present diplomats, graduates and graduate diplomats from that faculty.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied requirements for the award of Diploma in Aviation Science, Kenneth Charles Williams. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Environmental Assessment and Management, Peter David Ainsworth. Katrina Jill Elkhorn. Craig John Anderson. Craig Andrew Arms. Carl Nathan Bagnall. Susan Jane Boswell, Lisa Diane Brown, Marcella Berger, Elizabeth Ann Burrows, Jennifer Madeleine Crook, Shane Edward John Curry, Tanya Gay Dawson, Ronald Allen Downs, Julianne Good, Amanda Gay Gordon, Lucas David Grenadier, Therese Dawn Howell, Eve Claire Johnson, Sally Ann Lees, Andrew Neil Ling, Michael Edward Long, Peter John Morant, Terence John Muir, Craig Andrew Prentice, Angela Lynn Ralston, Anita Razzo, Michael Roderick, Jane Marie Tinian, Paul Raymond Williams, Simone Witkowski, Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of the Bachelor of Environmental Science, Rachel Jane Clark, Cleta Narelle Coleman, David Stephen Endersby, James Neil Felton Taylor, Jane Kristen Gibbs, Donna Louise Glenn, Dunstan Hansen, Cherie-Anne Heinrich, Wayne Robert Kincaid, Michelle Marie Kirkman, Mark Anthony LaForest, Victoria Jane Lees, Murray James Matheson, Paul Gregory Mallahan, Christian Andrew Newman, Lisa Renee Richardson, Annette Gay Seabrook, Scott Andrew Tinsley, Catherine Ann Weeks, Leander Marie Weissman, Eileen Yap, Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of the Bachelor of Mathematics, Matthew John Davies, Timothy Allen Dobbins, Jason Peter Evans, Jennifer Gretchen Freibel, Christopher John Guest, Patrick John Kelly, Robert James Lavelle, Gary Leslie Marshall, Patrick McElduff, Darren Stephen Moulston, Andrew William Oliver, Jason John Sharples, John Sidorovsky, Katrina Jacqueline Tiller, Paul Nigel Wilson, Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science, Luke Martin Bagnall, Christopher William Bailey, Susan Frances Blandford, Janine Louise Burns, Colin Grant Bertzacott, Matthew Raymond Buttsworth, Brooke Elise Burns, Rachel Marcel Campbell, Lisa Lorraine Charters, Stephen Victor Crook, Brendan Grant Cornwall, Penelope Cowan, Adrian Charles Della, Fiona Donaldson, Nigel Patrick Dunn, Gary Kenneth Ellam, Jason Peter Evans, Peter James Fletcher, Christine Susan Flower, Michael Lance Gear, Alan John Genders, Nicole Gentle, Jodie Ann Goodwin, Fiona Grace Hancock, Susan Louise Hartwig, Natasha Lee Hobson, Brett James Hodgins, Gabrielle Lester Holland, Kelly Marie Hollingshead, Glenn Joseph Horder. Paula Ann Jones. Martin James Kelly. Alan Trevor George Lansdowne. Nicole Marie Leggett. Janine Marie Lethbridge. William Edward Lilly. Terence John Lonsdale. Philip Peter Majerski. Melinda Gay Martin. Stephen Andrew Mason. Sonia Janet McClure. Mary Louise McPhillips. Ruth Elizabeth Miller. Benjamin David Mooney. Jason Pauling. David John Porter. Graham David Probert. Christopher Francis Radvan. Kenneth David Reid. Brenda Leah Reinhard. Timothy James Reinberger. Shirley Jean Rosa. Gled Anthony Samuel. Mark Gavin Scott. Jason John Sharples. Aaron Anthony Shaw. George Skapewski. Brendan John Smith. Nicole Diane Smith. Bonnie Alessandra Stam. Melinda Gay Thomas. Alan Benjamin Thompson. Rochelle Marie Thornton. Christopher James Thorogood. Jacqueline Turton. Craig Allen Walker. John Anthony Watson. Gregory John West. Christine Marie Widgery. Justine Ann Wiles. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science, Aviation, Peter John Arnold, Shane Damien Austin, Aaron Barker, Kelly Jo Breen, Blake Matthew Doherty, Suzanne Helen Foley, John James Hopkins, Christopher Rajneesh Kumar, Catherine Elizabeth Morris, Barton Noel Murray, Mary Philomena O'Brien, Daichi Okamoto, Adam Robert Pfeiffer, Rebecca Prentice, Brendan James Schooler, Peter Allen Simpson, Sonia Barbara Swain. Brendan Paul White. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science Psychology, Craig Michael Casey. Jennifer Ray Faulkner. Good to see you. Julia Hasty. Heidi Louise Hodges. Tanya Janine Hobson. With Honours Class 2 Division 1, Melissa Helen Battalana. Agatha Bialik. Mitchell Grant Longstaff. Dana Elizabeth Pitkin. Katrina Ann Sly. With Honours Class 1, Mark Christian Howlett. Troy William Margree. Acting Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied requirements for the award of Graduate Diploma in Environmental Studies, Victor Hugo Moyano. Acting Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have satisfied requirements for the award of Graduate Diploma in Health Science, Rehabilitation Counselling, Sally Elizabeth Bishop. Drew Wilson Cowan. Cheryl Lorraine Jones. Catalin Zigzai. Acting Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied requirements for the award of Graduate Diploma in Mathematical Studies, Mandy Jane Finch. Acting Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have satisfied requirements for the award of Graduate Diploma in Science, Angela Marie Riley. Acting Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Environmental Assessment and Management with Honours, Class 1, Liesl Marge Truscott. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Science with Honours, Class 2, Division 2, John William Windier, Geography. Class 1, Leanne Thompson, Chemistry. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics with Honours, Class 2, Division 1, Stefan Michael Kugler. Daniel Rodney Pryor, Statistics. Matthew Patrick Heaney, Statistics. Class 1, Peter Philip Howley. Margaret Elaine Ostinger. Acting Chancellor, the University Medal is an award made in recognition of academic excellence. It is a rare honour and may only be awarded to a graduate who, in addition to achieving first-class honours, displays ability which is considered to be outstanding by the University Medals Committee. It is my particular pleasure to present to you, with Honours Class 1 and University Medal, Mitcham Ted Bock in Statistics. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Class 2, Division 2, Ivan Jan Chandler, Psychology. Class 2, Division 1, Ian Colin Benson, Psychology. Patrick William Kearney, Biological Sciences. Andrew Kingsley Clark, Biological Sciences. Anita Joy Hodson, Geology. No. Marissa Harris, Biological Sciences. Anita Hodson, thank you. Anita Joy Hodson, Geology. Ross Knowles, Biological Sciences. Mark Andrew Menzies, Geology. Renee Louise Parrott, Chemistry. Michelle Christine Price, Geography. Raymond Francis Ramage, Geology. Honours Class 1, Jennifer Louise Clark, Geography. Karen Margaret Douglas, Psychology. Lisa Janine Duggan, Physics. Bruce Stewart Gardner, Physics. Paul Barnett Griffiths, Psychology. Brett Nixon, Biological Sciences. Kevin John Rumming, Geology. Andrew Colin Whitson, Chemistry. It is my particular pleasure to present to you with Honours Class 1 and University Medal Jennifer Ann Hayward, Chemistry, and Sean Perce Holmgren, Biological Sciences. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Environmental Studies, Diane Rosemary Fraser. Joan Mary van der Wert. Ian Andrew Wilson. Acting Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the coursework diplomates and graduates of the Faculty of Science and Mathematics.
I now call on the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Research and Information Technology to present Research Masters and Doctoral Degree candidates.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you for the Master of Scientific Studies, Prabha Rajan. Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Psychology Clinical, Kim Marie Evans, who holds the Bachelor of Science Honours degree from this university. Ms Evans' thesis is on the assessment of the behavioural criteria for depression in adults with severe or profound mental retardation. This study was concerned with the reliability of the assessment of depression symptoms in adults with severe or profound intellectual disability who were unable to verbally report their symptoms. Results indicated that the selective combination of parts of existing assessment instruments may facilitate the diagnosis of depression. Improved diagnosis has important implications for treatment and quality of life in this population. Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Psychology Clinical, Marianne Jacobs, who holds a degree of Bachelor of Arts from this university. Ms Jacobs' thesis is on child behaviour and family environment and interactional assessment. In this research, the family environment of two groups of children was compared using the family environment scale in order to explore the hypothesis that family environments are predictive of childhood behaviour problems as measured by the Child Behaviour Checklist. There was a significant difference between the two groups in respect to the family environment, but no clear relationship between family environment and child behaviour was established. Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Psychology Educational, Mrs. Leanne Petter Bessoff Atkinson, who holds a Bachelor of Arts and a Diploma of Education from this university. Mrs. Atkinson's thesis was on an examination of the acquisition of reading comprehension skills by Year 9 good and poor reading comprehenders during intervention programs of different duration. This research was concerned with Year 9 students who were taught reading comprehension strategies during 2 interventions of different duration. Post-intervention test scores indicated no significant differences between the control, long and short intervention groups. IQ did not influence changes in comprehension scores. IQ was, however, strongly correlated with reading comprehension test performance. Poor comprehenders increased usage of positive strategies, but continued higher usage of negative strategies. Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Science, Lucy Therese Surgeon, who holds a Bachelor of Science honours degree from this university. Ms. Surgeon's thesis was on estimation of the magnitude of soil erosion under different land uses in the Pacolban area of New South Wales. This research was concerned with the magnitude of soil erosion under forest, grassland and vineyards in the area of Pacolban. It covered a period of 12 months. The methodology included the use of splash boxes, runoff erosion plots, and the monitoring of runoff using radioisotope cesium-137. Not surprisingly, annual soil loss from bare surfaces was greatest, but it was up to 500 times greater than that from grassed and forested sites. Acting Chancellor, I present for the degree of Master of Science Monica Kimberly Hurdle, who holds a Master of Mathematics degree from the University of Waterloo in Canada. Ms. Hurdle's thesis is on dipole modelling for the localisation of human visual evoked scalp potential sources. This research uses mathematical analysis to determine the precise location where the human brain processes visual information, and includes experiments carried out in the human brain laboratory within the Department of Psychology. These experiments provided recordings of brain electrical activity when a visual stimulus was presented. A computer procedure was developed which uses a mathematical model to estimate the location of a neural source which is creating this electrical activity. These estimates have been superimposed on magnetic resonance brain scans and show that different recordings of electrical activity between 2 people can be explained by differences in brain anatomy rather than by the way in which they process the visual information. Acting Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis makes a significant and original contribution to knowledge and understanding of the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. Today, the University is proud to honour Doctor of Philosophy graduates who have satisfied these vigorous criteria for the award of the degree. Acting Chancellor, I present to you Barbara Teresa Pozziadli, Bachelor of Science from this university. Dr. Pozziadli studied in the Department of Biological Science. Her thesis is entitled Investigations into the Activity of Platelet Activating Factor and Platelets in Early Murine Pregnancy. Dr. Podsiadly's thesis is concerned with the importance of platelet activating factor and platelets during early pregnancy. The platelet activating factor has been linked to an embryonic signal, and if given to the mother at an incorrect time during pregnancy, results in pregnancy failure. Platelet activation during early pregnancy was important for normal embryo development, while the platelet activating factor was deemed necessary for achieving uterine receptivity. Acting Chancellor, I present to you Coral Bailey-Jones, who holds the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Leeds University, Master of Science, Salford University, Master of Philosophy, Murdoch University, Diploma of Education, Cambridge University, and Diploma of Applied Science, the University of Western Australia. Dr. Bailey-Jones studied in the Department of Geography, and her thesis is entitled Tourism and Outdoor Recreation Behaviour, Geographic Space-Time and Cross-Cultural Understanding. Dr. Bailey-Jones has developed a model of holiday making, distinguishing tourism from outdoor recreational behaviour. The history of the development of these activities has been presented in a socio-cultural framework involving cross-cultural understanding and the influence of time and social change. Time is shown to be a major determinant in holiday making. It was found that there is a hierarchy of constraints on holiday making, ranging from environmental constraints such as access to and awareness of holiday venues, to structural constraints, mainly concerning the availability of leisure time and the income of the holiday maker. This sequent dominance structure is important in the conclusion that the encompassing activity of holiday making is an important locus in itself for social change. Acting Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the Research Masters and Doctor of Philosophy degree graduates.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present Mrs. Nancy Bird Walton for the award of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Acting Chancellor, Nancy Bird Walton is a very distinguished Australian aviation pioneer. She was born in Kew, north of Taree, in northern New South Wales in 1915. Contemporary of Jean Batten and Amy Johnson, both of them also aviators of distinction. She spent her early years growing up in the bush. At the age of 15, Nancy Bird Walton went to Sydney for a trial instructional flight. By the time she was 17, Nancy had saved enough money working in her father's store and keeping house for him and her uncle to be one of Charles Kingsford Smith's first student pilots. Once she had obtained her commercial pilot's license in 1933, she bought a Gypsy Moth, VHU-UTN, Victor Hotel Uniform Tango November, which she christened Winkera, meaning to conquer in Latin. Nancy Bird flew her plane mainly in country New South Wales until the Reverend Stanley Drummond of the Far West Children's Health Scheme asked her to fly the nursing sister on one of her visits to tiny settlements and homesteads in the Far West, beyond the rail terminus. Following that, Nancy, now flying a new Leopard Moth, was hired to fly as an air ambulance and clinic service for the Far West Children's Health Scheme. In accepting this flying position, Nancy became the first woman to operate an aircraft commercially in Australia. Stationed in Burke, Nancy flew in the outback for the next few years. Christmas became a special occasion for the children on settlements and homesteads in the far west. Nancy collected money from people in Burke and from station hands, jackaroos at stations to buy gifts, and organised a Christmas tour to deliver the gifts to the children. In addition to acting as an aerial ambulance, Nancy flew food to flood-bound people on various occasions. In 1936, Nancy and Sister Silver featured in the flying scene for the film Angel of the Outback, a film about the aerial clinic produced by John Kingsford Smith. In the same year, Nancy Bird participated in the Brisbane to Adelaide air race, flying a Leopard Moth. While flying in the West, Nancy was invited by KPM, the Dutch shipping company, to be their guest on the inaugural flight of the Australia to Java extension of the Royal Netherlands Indies Airways service. In 1938, accepting a KPM's invitation, Nancy Bird left for Europe. She was treated as a VIP by KLM, Lufthansa and ABA, later Scandinavian Airlines, as they all had learned of her work carried out in country New South Wales for the people of the outback. KLM invited her to fly anywhere and everywhere, and in the ensuing 13 months she travelled over 45,000 miles and visited 25 countries, including the Netherlands, England, Germany, Sweden, France for the Paris Air Show, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics and the United States of America. With the outbreak of World War II, Nancy Bird returned to Australia to serve as Commandant of the Women's Air Training Corps. There she served for the next 5 years along with others in the Australian war effort. With hindsight, this was perhaps the first opportunity where much of her training and experience was consolidated, and her gift for teaching and inspiring others was recognised. Much later, the University of Newcastle was to benefit from that experience when calling on Nancy Bird Walton to help with the establishment of the aviation course. Women generally became active in aviation even before the war, and there were a number of emerging women's flying clubs at the time. After the war, a meeting of women pilots and club members was called, and Nancy Bird Walton became the founding president of the Australian Women Pilots Association. She remains their patron. In 1958, Nancy left for the United States and flew a Cessna 172 in the famous all-women's transcontinental air race with Iris Critchell. Nancy and Iris came in fifth and won $200. Nancy's entry was the first overseas entry ever made in that race. She flew in the race again in 1961 and as a passenger in 1976 on the 30th anniversary of the race. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, Nancy was acting in fundraising efforts which assisted greatly in the formation of the New South Wales Air Ambulance Service in the 1960s. At that same time, she was working on her first book, Born to Fly, which was published in 1961. In 1966, Nancy flew in the Ansett Air Race, which was a reenactment of the one held in 1936, making her the only pilot to have participated in both air races. In the same year, Nancy Bird Walton was received by Her Majesty the Queen at Buckingham Palace and was awarded the Order of the British Empire for services to the community. Nancy was honoured by the University of Sydney with a master's degree in engineering honoris causa in 1987. In 1990, she was awarded the Order of Australia in the General Division. The same year, her second book, My God, It's a Woman, was published. The bicentennial year was also the 60th anniversary of the crossing of the Pacific by Kingsford Smith and the solo flight of Hinkler from England to Australia. While much of this was missed by Australia, the United States of America celebrated Kingsford Smith's departure from Oakland, California in 1928 at the Air and Space Museum and invited Nancy Bird Walton and Kingsford Smith's family to represent Australia. In 1994, the people of Burke remembered and invited Nancy to their Mateship Festival to represent the women of the West. The float that won the competition was Nancy Bird, Angel of the Outback. the theme taken from the film made in 1936. During the 1980s and 1990s, Nancy has been honoured or officiated at many occasions and in many towns and cities of Australia. Nancy Bird Walton's connection with Newcastle goes beyond the fact that she was born a few miles to the north of the Hunter. Nancy has supported this university, especially the aviation degree course, the staff and the students to whom she has been and is a role model. It has been our good fortune to have Nancy Bird Walton as a mentor and friend. We're pleased to be able to recognise her constant support in many ways in the local, national and international arena. No other woman aviator in this country has given so much to so many. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Nancy Bird Walton, Member of the Order of Australia, Member of the Order of the British Empire, Master of Engineering honoris causa of the University of Sydney, for admission to the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Acting Chancellor, I now confer the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa on Mrs. Nancy Bird Walton. I now call upon Dr. Bird Walton to deliver the occasional address.
Acting Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, the academic staff, ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard my obituary. But I'm very overwhelmed to be here and to receive this tremendous honour from the University of Newcastle. I haven't quite got used to it. But I'm very proud to be associated with the University of Newcastle because you were the first to decide to have aviation as a subject of consequence, to treat aviation as a science. And aviation is a science today. It wasn't when I learnt to fly. It was pretty much a seat-of-the-pants operation. We didn't have any instruments, so we used the horizon. We learnt to fly on the horizon. You kept an aeroplane straight and level with its nose on the horizon. If you got into a steep turn, you still kept the nose on the horizon. When you took off, you felt the weight coming off the wings, and you knew the aeroplane was ready to go into the air. And you also knew it was ready to sit down when the controls got sloppy. But today it is a science, and there are ever-increasing developments being made to make flying more scientific and safer. I think that the young people today have to be terribly grateful to organisations and universities like the University of Newcastle to have made this a subject in which you are privileged to learn a great deal long before you have the responsibility of going into the air or to take command in the air. I think you are terribly indebted to your parents who have made it possible for you to have this education. And I congratulate the people who have backed their young people in attempting to become professional in this very dedicated subject. Aviation is a dedication. People don't take up the aviation because they're thinking of the financial rewards. They take it up because they get a calling to aviation. Just as an artist gets a calling, he's got to be an artist. As a musician wants to be a musician. As a writer wants to be a writer. And they're prepared to go through all sorts of hardship to achieve that end. And there's quite an artistic quality in most people who take to the air. And I think your parents are very wonderful to back you with this. And I hope that you are going to thoroughly enjoy the lifetime that you spend in aviation. You'll have to do the dirty jobs, you'll have to load aeroplanes, you'll have to wash aeroplanes, you'll have to wash the insides of aeroplanes, probably in the outback of Australia when you're trying to get up your hours. But that all goes with your dedication to aviation. There's just one thing that I'd particularly like to say, and in this day and age, is that along with all the qualities that you will develop, you also have to develop courage, great courage. You have to learn to command, and you have to learn to have courage. Stand up to those shoddy operators who want to overload your aircraft or shoddy maintenance. Get yourself into the hangars, see what's going on, know your aircraft, know something about the engine, and have the courage to stand up to them. You owe that to yourself and also to the parents who have seen you through this dedicated profession that so many of you have now taken up. I wish you well.
Thank you, Mrs. Walton, for a very fine address. I say that the University is proud to have you as one of our graduates. I now have great pleasure in inviting Sean Holgreen to speak on behalf of the graduates. Holgreen.
Acting Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the academic procession, friends, and of course, fellow graduates. 4 years ago, myself and many of the graduates seated before you had just completed their final year at secondary school and were fighting a mental battle within themselves. The good psych saying, "Well done, you've made it into university." The evil psych saying, "You fool, you've just spent the last 12 years in an institution and now you want to waste the next 3 to 4 years of your life in poverty? You must be mad." Well, I think all of us seated here can confidently say that in that circumstance at least, the good psych was right. No matter what way you look at it, the last 3 to 4 years have definitely not been a complete waste of time. For some of us, this bold statement is true to the letter. We've chosen a career path complete with a driving force known as academic stimulation and personally gratifying rewards such as the feeling of advancing scientific knowledge. For others, though, the last 3 to 4 years have provided a grounding for their education, and although they have not decided that pure science is for them, the last few years at Newcastle University have given them the ability to sort out more precisely where they wish to be in a few years' time. This brings me to the focus of my talk. I wish not to bore you with self-indulgent rambling of how great we are for being so successful thus far. I mean, it's obvious that this hall is full of qualified Einsteins, or else we wouldn't be here today. No, rather I'd like to discuss with you the importance of a tertiary education at Newcastle University in teaching us how to interact with our society and to become confident, self-motivated human beings. A tertiary education in any field of specialisation not only prepares the individual for a professional career, but also prepares them to be socially acceptable, much to the contrary of the stereotypical image of a uni student. No matter what profession you're heading for, the ability to learn quickly and absorb new material will determine how successful you really are. Most, if not all, tertiary courses teach students how to become quick and efficient learners. I guess they didn't throw out us 10 assessment tasks to be completed in 1 week for nothing, except to be quick and efficient learners. And at the end of this course in rapid learning, we're left with the ability to be teachers in our own right, to help fellow colleagues, and to actually enjoy the concept of learning together. I believe that this is one of the most exciting achievements of a tertiary education, to come out as an enthused learner and teacher. A tertiary education also teaches us to be stable and confident individuals. Learning in such a large institution, one cannot avoid social interaction, and as a consequence, one is bombarded with a whole range of social issues to deal with. University life may be summed up as one big peer pressure ordeal. Will we go down to the library and spend hours on end researching the latest journals, or will we go down to the bar and spend hours on end bringing ourselves up to date with the latest gossip? Or indeed, will we compromise, go down to the library, rip out the pages of the latest journals to read them later, and then go down to the bar? Will we ever find out who that phantom page ripper really was? University life is also a very diverse one. Almost every day at university, we are faced with new social issues to deal with. There are an abundance of social, religious and sporting groups with which we may relate to. And at the end of the day, I hope that this exposure to such diverse elements of life enables the learned graduand to leave the institution as a stable, self-confident human being with the ability to accept such social diversity. It are these individuals who are the real successors. Throughout the 4 years here at Newcastle University, I, and I'm sure many of the graduates, have received a lot of support and encouragement from their friends, family, and of course our lecturers. Some of our lecturers possess great enthusiasm for their work, evident in their willingness to lend time to those in need of help and the interest they generate in their lectures. This, in effect, inspires us to learn more and to become equally, if not almost, as excited as the lecturers themselves. One lecturer in particular, who has inspired many young biologists, is Professor Barry Botcher, who unfortunately retired early last year. I believe that those academics, like Professor Botcher, who create excitement in their learning, should be commended, as they are part of the reason why many of us are here today to receive our testamars. Equally important for encouragement and help when things just don't turn out as they planned are our friends and family, many of which are seated with us today. You too should be commended for your efforts and to see us through our roller coaster ride that was our tertiary education. And while we're on this point, I think a special mention is in order for those students who have travelled long distances to study here at Newcastle University. Such a show of commitment from these students deserves added applause. So finally, here we sit as intelligent, well-educated, well-balanced, stable graduands with the ability to go on and lead society to a better and more scientifically advanced world. Well, wasn't that the plan anyway? Congratulations, graduands in 1995, and best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holgreen, for your fine address. Before bringing this ceremony to conclusion, I would like to take this opportunity on your behalf to thank those who have contributed towards this ceremony, the musicians, the fanfare, the organist, and to all those behind the scenes who helped to make this such a smooth running ceremony. Thank you. I now declare this ceremony concluded. In doing so, I invite all present to join us for refreshments which will be served and provided by the University Union. Thank you.